Shade selection for aesthetic material. Three parameters are involved in shade selection: the object, the observer, and the light used for shade selection. The shade selection session will be including the timing, the lighting, the patient preparation, and the shade guides. The shade guides are either conventional, custom-made, or technologically based shade guide systems or digital shade guides. Principles for shade guide. You can never take a shade guide on an unclean teeth. Teeth must be clean. All stains and bright colors in the field, okay, must be removed. Makeup, clothes, lipsticks, bright gloves or tinted gloves used, and the walls of the operatory. All these must be covered and neutralized. To look at a shade guide, you have to look from the patient at the eye level. Principles of shade guide selection also. You have to use multiple light sources, not only one source. And it's better to take the shade guide at the beginning of the appointment, not at the end, after having exhausting your eyes in preparation and so on. Shade comparison should be made quickly, so you have to avoid staring at the shade guide, and its most common method is to use commercial shade guides. Unfortunately, the commercial shade guides has metal backing, and it's 4 to 5 millimeter of opaque porcelain. It has no translucency at the edge, so it's not totally representing the natural condition of the tooth. Commercial shade guides are either Vita Classic, Vita Pen 3D Master, and extended range shade guides. The Vita Classic depends also for its selection on the hue. Okay, so you firstly choose the hue, then you choose the chroma or the amount of saturation, okay, and at the end you choose the value of the tooth to be mimicked. Finally, you have to make a final check or a revision to be sure that you have chosen the right shade guide or the right shade for the tooth or the repaired tooth. The Vita Pen 3D Master shade, it depends on the country on the hue. You have to determine firstly the hue or the value, okay? Then you select the chroma, okay? And finally you select the hue of the tooth. So you start with the value, then the chroma, then the hue, okay? Extended range shade guides are either for bleach shades or dentine shades, or custom made or mock-up of the shade guide. Okay? Like these are the dentine guides. Okay. The advancement of the shade guide selection went into the use of digital shade guides digital shade guides are either colorimetric or spectrophotometric. Colorimetric make comparison between the captured shade guide, while the spectrophotometric make calculation or measuring of the wavelengths. Okay. Here, very important notice that the luting agent, especially in the veneer cementation, are very crucial for the shade selection due to the decreased thickness of the porcelain used for the veneer from 0.3 to 0.5 millimeter thickness. So the cement may appear or may reflect on the final shade guide of the restoration. Limitation to the use of the shade guide: they don't cover more than 30% of the tooth color. Shade guides may be prepared by different materials. They have no metal backing, and the thickness is not as 4 to 5 millimeter thickness of opaque porcelain shade guide. Okay. Characterize the craze line, the hypercalcification, proximal discoloration, and translucency. To summarize all the lecture, and proper understanding of the science of color and color perception is crucial for the success of aesthetic restorative dentistry. Although there is limitation and in the material and the techniques, okay, to make a perfect matching. So it's nearly impossible to make the exact matching, but you can reach to skip the eye. You can choose a color that cannot be identified by the naked eye to see a difference between the restoration and the natural teeth surrounding. Okay, the shade selection should be approached in a systematic or organized manner. You cannot just you can use a system, either the classic system, which is hue, chroma, then the value, or the 3D master system with the value, chroma, and the hue at the end. This will enable practitioner to make the best choice and to communicate it accurately to the lab technician.